Hi, everybody. We're going to get started here. Welcome to the Student Managed Farm powered by New Holland. Today, we're going to be giving you a tour of the most popular buildings on the Student Managed Farm. And yeah, that's our tour. My name is Lisa Stang. I'll be one of your hosts.
Hey everyone, my name is Sarah McDonald and I'm a third year student here at Lakeland College. I finished my diploma last year in crop technology and I came back to take part in the double diploma option. So I'm currently an ag business student. And I grew up on a cattle ranch in southern British Columbia and we recently relocated our ranch to northern BC. So that's a little bit about me.
Hello, my name is Kristen Taves. Most people at the school here call me Dusty. I am a third year ag business student as well. I took 2 years of animal science first though. Today we're actually going to start here with our tour at the animal health clinic. So at the animal health clinic, this is where the AHT, so the animal health technology students, do most of their classes. Some of the animal science technology or your AST have their labs there. The animal health clinic also has a student run little like pet store in there. So if you ever need anything for your pet and you're on campus, you can come here. They sometimes look at students' animals. So if you need anything, sometimes they'll have animals to adopt and they bring their dogs and furry friends to classrooms for kind of like a mental breakdown so you aren't getting too stressed. Next, we are going to be going to our AI facility and our ag tech building. And just so everybody knows, if you do have any questions or comments, please put them in the chat or the question and answer little box, and we will for sure answer them. And if we cannot answer them, we will redirect you to someone who will be able to. So a little bit about Lakeland and a little bit of background of me as being Dusty. I grew up in a city my entire life, and I maybe worked with cattle for maybe 4 to 5 months before coming to Lakeland. And Lakeland is super helpful in the way that it's hands-on. The teachers are very much involved in your lives. So with no background, all the teachers were super helpful with me. They made sure I was okay, paying attention, and like would ask me questions. They would call me out in the middle of class, but it really helped me learn. And it was just one of the best experiences ever. So I was in animal science. So your second year, you do a program called the Student Managed Farm powered by New Holland. And that's when the students actually do pretty much run the herd. So there's a commercial herd, a purebred herd, and a research herd. We will get farther into those herds the farther we get into the tour. But here is the AI facility. At the AI facility, we have, I think it is twice a year, we have AI courses. So that's where you learn how to properly AI cows and you get your certificate or diploma or whatever you get from it. The AI building is also where the purebred show team will halter break their animals, as well as the Stockman's Club if the Stockman's Club decides to have a heifer. Coming up on the left is just a pen for holding. I believe it is some bulls in there. Probably the Student Managed Farm powered by New Holland bulls. And then just up ahead is the Ag Tech Center. The Ag Tech Center is home to our new agriculture technology, Bachelor of Agriculture Technology degree. It is new this year. I've sat in a few classes. They had one of their labs, they were flying drones. They talk about GPS. They have a business course in there as well. Just to the right over here, there is our stampede seal. It's kind of behind us now, but that's where some of the ASTs will have some of their labs where we will brand calves or we'll just do vaccines and stuff like that. To our left is our farm office, and notice all the New Holland tractors around, but so that's our farm office. So if you need help with anything on farm, most of the staff will be in there. That is where Anthony Roberts is. Oh, never mind. Sorry, scratch that. But the farm manager will be in there. And then to the right, this field for the research SMF team, this used to be their corn grazing field. I am not too sure what's happening with it this year. I'm not too sure if the other two girls know anything, but
It's still a research. I don't know what the project.
Yeah, we don't know. So we used to do corn grazing over the winter months or over Christmas because it was pretty much exclusive, so you didn't have to be out all the time. But yeah, so that's that field. Coming up to our left is our equine center or equine center. This is where we host the rodeos and rodeo team, rodeo club. We have about 39 first year and second year kids. So with the first year and second year equine kids, we learn, or they learn how to break horses. They learn just industry knowledge of horses. They have an indoor arena, which is inside of this building, as well as an outdoor arena, which is just up ahead on the right there. And then on our left, we have our cow-calf barn, or as we like to call it, our red barn. We will go check inside here. So over the course of the winter, from about January and on, after kids get back from their Christmas break, this is where the purebred and the commercial herd will calve out. There's a commercial herd, which is one of our SMF teams, and the purebred herd, which is our other SMF team. But so the first years in animal science technology will come in this barn, and this is where all of the calves get calved out, or the cows get calved out. There was some pens outside, which we will show you after. That's where they are held, and once they start calving, you bring them in so they can calve inside, so the calves are nice and warm. But if the calves are calved outside, you have to grab them on a sled, bring them in. And yeah, there's this little office on the left here. We aren't going to open the door because I don't know if anybody's in there. And then this used to be the old office. So when you have your late night shifts, you'd come in here, play some cards, warm up. And that's pretty much it for the inside. And then we'll show you the outside here, the pens. So these pens, there's 4 of them. This is where the cows will be, and you walk through pretty much every hour in the winter checking. And if they are ready to calve, you bring them inside.
As you can see, New Holland is a major sponsor of ours, and we are very grateful for everything they do. There's a beautiful blue tractor right beside us right now.
Next, we will be heading to our crop side of the farm. So is there any questions or concerns, anything you guys want to know?
If you do have any questions, like Dusty said earlier, put them in the chat here on our Zoom call, and we'll try our best to answer them. And if we can't, we'll send you in the direction of someone that can answer your questions. So as we head over to the crops building here, I'll just talk a little bit more about my experience at Lakeland. So like I said earlier, I came from a commercial beef operation in southern BC. And I really wanted to diversify my knowledge of agriculture and different commodities. So I went into the crop tech diploma program knowing absolutely nothing about crops, and had a really great experience. My instructors and classmates were all super understanding of my different background, and they helped me to learn from ground zero. And by the end of second year, I was helping make recommendations and working with the rest of my classmates and operating combines and various different things. So it's been a super great experience. And one of the other fun things about Lakeland is that there's lots of clubs and opportunities. So even if you are in a program but you want to experience something else, there's probably a club for it. So myself personally, I've been a member of the judging club for 3 years, and I'm part of the competitive team that goes to Agribition as well. So we're busy training right now to head to Agribition the end of November here.
So behind us is our bin yard. This is where most of the crop action happens. The bins on the far end have aeration on them, and the rest are just other bins without aeration. There's a little white shed by that white the big white bin there, and that's our grain shack. We were actually just approved to buy a new grain shack that will be bigger, better, insulated, and most importantly, mouse-free. I'm a second year crop student. I'm the research manager for the farm. So I get to pick a research project and develop it and see it through. So I'm really looking forward to that. Sarah was the PR manager for last year's student managed farm powered by New Holland. She might have a little more information than I might. I'll turn it over to her.
Sure, thanks, Lisa. Just to clarify, I was the assistant general manager. The PR manager is a new position we created just to give some more assistance because it was getting to be more than what one person could handle. So the crop unit has about 2,000 acres of land that they put into production each year. The crops are pretty general, like you have your typical wheat, barley, canola, but then after that, it's really up to the students. So in the past, we've seen green peas, yellow peas, flax, just to name a few of the different crops I can think of, but it's really student-led. And if you as a class want to see something in production and you want to try something new, Lakeland offers you that opportunity. So yeah.
So next we will be heading over to the research facility. This is my area. I was on the student managed farm research livestock research unit last year. And we'll just head over there and maybe we'll show you some other little cool things on the way. Another thing I would like to mention, if you see all these pens with horses around the farmyard, those are horses that are either for the school or they are horses that people are boarding here. I believe it is about $500 a semester. I believe, I'm not too sure about that, but to board your horse here. And so we have a rodeo team, a rodeo club. So if you bring your horse here, you can join those for barrel racing, team roping, anything you want, or you can just have your horse here because you miss it. Hang on, Dusty, we're having just one sec, we're having little difficulties. Oh, there we go. Oh, so I just found out it is $750 to $950 per semester to board your horse. And then, yeah, so there's some of the pens with the horses in them. You feed your horse every day by yourself, but that boarding includes your fee as well. And then coming back up on the right is just our calving barn again. Some people are just doing some work. We got some dairy heifers or calves in there, it looks like. And then again, the equine center on our left. One of our nice New Holland tractors driving down the road. Not too sure if you guys can see that or not, but
Sarah, I would like to know your favorite thing to do when you're at college.
Well, like I said earlier, I'm part of the judging club, and so that's probably one of my favorite experiences is getting to go to judging practice and competitions on a weekly basis and learn from my fellow students. So,
what about you, Dusty? What's your favorite thing to do?
my favorite thing to do at college is probably just going out, meeting people, joining different clubs. First year, I joined Dairy Club and Sockets Club, even though I've never been a part of any like agriculture background. And I just got to know a lot of people. I got to know a lot about the agriculture industry, and it was just super fun. I was super happy about it. Like everybody was super good with me, even though I didn't know anything. But so next up, we are coming to the research facility here. We will drive in through and show you some of the heifers that are here. Over the summer, the staff will do a garlic, what's it called? Like a garlic trial to see if the cows, or the heifers or bulls or whatever they have being trialed are eating the feed with the garlic or the feed without the garlic. And then last year, like I said, I was on the research SMF unit. So what we did last year, we had RFI trials with our heifers. And so RFI trial means a residual feed intake. So it shows how much feed they are eating. Oh, might eat up the break. Oh, sorry. So the residual feed intake just showed how much a calf would eat or drink per day. And then we also did a little branding demo. So we had 15 heifers. We had 5 which we did not brand, 5 which we branded with meloxicam, and 5 that we just branded. And we went out every day, at least twice a day, watched their behavior, recorded their RFI to see how branding with meloxicam and without meloxicam or not branding changed their behaviors. As well as for the research SMF team, we have about 80 Angus, Hereford Angus, and they calve out during the May months. So mostly during the summer where the students aren't here, unlike the commercial and purebred teams. We also do in the winter, we either could do a swath grazing or bale grazing. We decided to do intensive bale grazing last year. But yes, there are some of the steers, heifers. I don't know what those are, but I can't see from here. I'm not too sure if what team they're on or if they're just here for the research facility. And then next we're gonna go to the dairy barn. The dairy barn was built in the new dairy barn, opened in 2017. So it is pretty new. It has a robotic and conventional milking and feeding system. So for the robot one, they are free to go in and out as they please. But for the conventional, we have a farmhand that we hire or students that we hire to go and do the milking. If you want to know more about dairy, there is an additional dairy tour tomorrow at 9 to 10 a.m. If you want to find that, please look at our Lakeland College website for more information on that. Yeah, like I said, the dairy barn was just rebuilt or reopened in 2017, so it's still pretty new to everybody. We got a new dairy manager, farm manager last year who's been super helpful around the farm. They have about 115 lactating cows of 255 herd. And at this dairy barn, you learn production, herd management, nutrition, farm management, and agriculture sustainability. And like I said, if you do want to know more, there is its own separate tour tomorrow. Again, just check that Lakeland College website for more information. We'll show you what the front of the barn looks like here right away. So this is the front of the Dairy Learning Center. So if you are a dairy student, this is where most of your classes are going to take place. There are a couple classrooms in there as well, other than the meeting rooms. And there's a big farm office in there where you record all the information that you need to record. And then we'll just drive up ahead here and show you where all the dairy calves go once they are old enough.
We mentioned this before, but I would like to know a little bit more about some of the clubs that are on campus.
So on campus, there is a Stockman's Club, which is pretty much like 4-H. You just learn how to show heifers, how to clip heifers and stuff like that, or steers, show cattle, I guess. And then there is Judging Club, where even if you have no experience in that, you get to learn how to judge. And there is a scuba diving club. So if you want to try scuba diving, it actually just happens in our pool that is on campus. There is a travel club. I believe 2 years ago, I think they went to California, or they were talking about going to California. So there's that, and they go to like different little agriculture cities and do some farm tours around there. There is a new bison club this year. We were donated $4 million last year to get bison for the school. So yeah, we got a new bison club. I'll see if Sarah knows any more clubs.
There's also a rodeo club as well as a competitive rodeo team. So last weekend, we hosted our Lakeland College Fall Classic Rodeo for our Lakeland College students, and then we had other collegiate students come compete as well. This weekend, the competitive team is heading off to Olds for the Olds Rodeo, but I know that the club is less competitive, so if you're just new to rodeo or you want to experience it but not compete at an intercollegiate level, the club is a great option as well.
Yeah, so next up, we're gonna come to the silage pits, but straight ahead is LC 445. That's where the research cows are grazing right now. That is new this year. We did not graze there last year. But yeah, we work with the crop team. So the student man or the AST teams work with crop teams to figure out where they want to put their cows, what they're going to be doing. So if they're bale grazing, if they're just grazing the grass or whatever. And so we kind of make contracts with them and decide what we're going to do. But yeah, next we'll come up to the silage pits here. So every year there's a AST silage pit and there's a dairy silage pit. This one here is the dairy silage pit. All students that are doing the student managed farm are responsible for helping fill and cover the silage pits. So that happens usually at the beginning of September. It is a lot of fun. You go out as a big class. So our first year, I guess last year, there was about 100 of us, and we all came out and packed it together, and you just got to know your classmates very, very well. Yeah, if there's any questions or concerns, if you guys want anything answered, we will be more than willing to. And like I said before, if there isn't anybody that we can answer here, then we can redirect you to the right person. And at this time, I would just like to thank Holland again so much for their donations and everything for our school. They are just super helpful with all of our schooling. They help sponsor our student managed farm. So every time we get clothes, we like to show them off on our little label. So this is our student managed farm label. Do you have anything to add?
We'll take about 5 minutes for questions. So if anybody has questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, as Dusty said. For about 5 minutes, we'll just talk about the school. So I came to Lakeland College for crop tech because I had previously taken environmental science here. And then when COVID hit, there was a lot of layoffs in that industry. And I decided I didn't want to just sit around, and Lakeland felt like the natural choice for me to come back to. I really, really like the crop tech program because of the student managed farm. We get to do so many opportunities that would not happen if you went to a big university. Vermilion is home. It's very small. I'm from a town of less than 1,000 people, so I didn't want to go to a big city. And Vermilion is a city, but it's definitely not overwhelming. Everybody's very welcoming. Every interaction I've had with a person has been very helpful for a person who doesn't know much about outside of her hometown. Dusty, what's your favorite thing about the college? I already asked that.
One thing I did forget to mention, there is a roundup that we put on every year as a school. So the roundup usually includes the commercial and purebred teams. We can include the research, but research usually does private selling, or they only will have one or two. The Stockman's Club also has what they call it, a little royal. So it's just a show here, and we have a rodeo the day before, the day after. I don't remember. I haven't been able to go to it since COVID was hitting us when we were supposed to have them. We also have a thing called Band in the Sand. So I don't know if you guys have heard about that. We bring in some bigger bands, and the agribusiness students actually put that on. We manage it all. We decide who's coming in, the budgets, the clothes, everything. And we usually have that in the equine center. Most of all this is in the equine center. So we use our equine center for quite a bit of stuff. Yeah, and like I said before, I've had no agriculture background. So if you're scared to come here because you don't have any of that, don't worry. Nobody's going to judge you. They will be super helpful. They'll help you with your homework. The teachers will stay back with you and help you as well. And I actually got like little private tours myself just because I didn't really know anything. So the teachers would kind of show me around because, again, I didn't really know much and they would give me extra help and stuff like that. So don't be scared to come to Lakeland just because you don't have any experience at all. At this time, if there's no questions or concerns, we might end this tour as we, I think, pretty much covered everything. But I want to say again, thank you to New Holland and thank you to all of our farm staff and our whole team and all the teachers and everything for everything that they do. Thank you guys for joining us.